Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone is working hard and working toward achieving their writing goals and just being productive. In today's video, I'm going to give you guys a quick start tutorial for Scrivener. Scrivener launched in early 2007 by a developer named Keith Blunt. He initially learned the code to build a writing software specifically for authors. Needless to say, he succeeded, and Scrivener is wildly popular in the writing community. The purpose of this video is to give you a quick start tutorial on how you can get up and running with Scrivener quickly. Scrivener can be overwhelming when you first open it, but truthfully, you only need to use a few features to start writing your novel. You can buy it for Mac, Windows, or iOS, and the best part is that the license is for life. No renewals or recurrent subscriptions. If you want to try it out before committing, Scrivener has a 30-day free trial. I have an affiliate link below, and I make a small commission at no extra cost to you if you do purchase it through that link. Now, personally, I've been using Scrivener for a couple of years, 3 years or so, and I honestly think it's the best writing software ever. It's much better than Microsoft Word. I can keep my notes organized. I can keep all my projects organized. I love it. Yes, it can be a little overwhelming at first when you first open it, but if you watch this quick start tutorial, you'll be up and running in no time. And I think, $59.99, you can't beat it. I mean, for life, $59.99 for life, you can't beat it. So without further ado, let's begin. Now, when you first open up Scrivener, you're going to see these project templates, okay? You're going to see a getting started category, all, blank, fiction, nonfiction, script writing, miscellaneous. Here in the getting started, you see an interactive tutorial, you see a user manual, and you see video tutorials. That'll take you to a group of tutorials in Scrivener's website. All is just basically all the templates you can use. Blank, this is what we're going to use to just start writing. Here you got a fiction template for your novel or novel with parts, or even a template if you're going to write a short story. Nonfiction templates if you're writing essays, research papers, anything of that nature. Script writing templates if you're into writing scripts for movies, plays, or TV shows. And you got a couple miscellaneous templates if you want to do poems, persuasive lectures, recipe collections. But basically what I advise you to start out with and what I do is just a simple blank template, okay? So we're going to create. Then I'm just going to call this Big Bad Wolf. And we're going to hit create. Okay. Now we have the Big Bad Wolf project, and let's show you how you can start setting it up and get organized and start getting up and running. Okay, first I want to go over the binder. This is like a physical binder. This is where you keep all your work at, okay? Such as the first draft, and here's the documents. You can add another document, and you can change this to chapter 1. Let me do it right now. Chapter 1 and chapter 2, and so on and so on. Here's the research if you want to write character notes or whatnot, or keep world building notes or any type of notes. You create a document and put that in here, notes. And then this is your trash bin. Anything you move to your trash will be up in here. All right. So that's your binder, just like a physical binder. It's no different. We're going to click this button with the 4 squares here, and this is your corkboard outliner, okay? Your corkboard. So basically, you can write chapter 1, and this will pretty much have and below the line, you can write your synopsis. Big Bad Wolf scares person, okay? And you can do maybe chapter 2. Big Bad Wolf chases person from home. I'm just making something up, so don't take this literally. And that's chapter 2. And let's do chapter 3. And Big Bad Wolf goes home. Now the cool thing about this corkboard, if you want to mix up chapters and rearrange them, you can just slide them over like that, okay? And just do whatever you need to do. You can change the chapter names or rearrange stuff. So you can do that. Now we're going to click this button on the far right with the 5 different lines or the 4 different lines. This is the outliner, okay? So this pretty much has a title and the synopsis. All right. And then you can put a label on there if you want to label your chapters and whatnot. You can put the status, to do, in progress, first draft, in the section. Okay, and this is your outliner. All right. Okay, so let's get started in writing your novel. You see this right here where it says draft. You can keep it as draft, or what I like to do, I like to write the title of the book. So I'm going to write Big Bad Wolf. And if you want to separate your chapters into acts, you can right click it and add a folder. All right, we're going to say this is Act 1. Act 2. And Act 3. And what we're going to do, we're going to put the docs. We're going to add the chapters to these folders. So we're going to select new text. You're going to click on the folder, right click, add new text. And I'm going to call this chapter 1. Let's add 2 more chapters. Chapter 2. And let's do this. Chapter 3. And you can do the same thing with Act 2, Act 3. Act 2 and Act 3, you can add your chapters doing that. And that's one way people like to organize their novels. Another way people like to organize their books is to use folders for the chapters and put actually their scenes in the as a text doc. So let me show you an example. So this would be chapter 1. And I add a text. Scene 1. Scene 2. Scene 3. And we can add another folder. Chapter 2. And we can add just one more. Scene 4. Okay, that's another way people like to organize their books. Now, my favorite way to organize my books, is I like to change this icon to an actual book. So I'm going to right click, change icon, and I'm just going to pick the blue book here. And my favorite way, I like to keep it easy and simple. Personally, I just like to add text, chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So let's add text. Chapter 1. Oops, sorry about that. Chapter 2. Chapter 3, and so on and so on. And you keep going to however many chapters you have. And that's pretty much the way I like to do. I like to keep it simple. Some people like to use Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, and keep those in folders. Some people like to, put different scenes. I like to do this. This is what works for me, and you should do what works for you. Another thing I want to show everyone is if you click this I, you can put your synopsis here. And then below you can type whatever notes you have. If you want to put your outline, you can put it in here or whatever you want to do. You can just put your notes there if you click this I. All right. And this is a photo here. You can upload a picture here if you want. And, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Comments and footnotes, metadata. You don't really need to use that. Bookmarks and, it's pretty cool. This is what I don't really use this too much, but a lot of people like to put notes here. I keep my notes in a separate document off of Scrivener, so I can access it anywhere. And you can also use that. Another cool thing I want to show everyone is basically how to create front matter. Now, front matter is basically the title page, the copyright page, the dedication page, the stuff you see at the very beginning of any book you read. So let's create a front matter folder real quick. We're going to add a new folder. I'm going to move it to the top, and I'm going to call it front matter. And what you can do, you can change the icon. So go down here. We're going to use this for front matter. And then we're going to create a title page, copyright page, and a sample dedication page. So let's do that. I'm going to select new text. I'm going to call it title page. And I'm going to center it, call it Big Bad Wolf. And let's just up the font, Big Bad Wolf, okay? That's the title page. Let's create the copyright page real quick. Copyright. And I'm going to cut and paste this. Just a sample copyright statement I got online. And you can create a dedication page if you want to do that also, to dedicate the book to your loved ones. And let's call this dedication. And I dedicate this book to everyone. Yeah, I know this is kind of small. Let's up the font a bit to 16. Okay. So that's pretty much what I have for you for the front matter. Now, the next thing I want to discuss is the project targets, okay? So basically, we're going to go to project. We're going to go show project targets. And this little window is going to come up. And here we go. We can change this to, we want our book to be about, let's call it 70,000 words in total. And here I wrote 77 to 70,000 words total. And this is pretty much my desired length of the book. So that's, when I keep writing, when I keep increasing my word count, this bar is going to fill up. It's going to fill up. The more I write, this bar is going to keep filling up, and you'll see if you check your project targets. And we can do session targets. And let's say 2,000 words I want to write for the session. And here's 77 words. The bar is going to keep filling up. So I wrote 77 words for this session. The next thing I want to show everyone is your statistics. And basically, you can see how much words are compiled so far, how much characters you use, spaces, paragraph, sentences. It's pretty cool. And you can see the word frequency, the type of words that are being used a lot. And this is pretty cool. This is a pretty cool feature, and you should definitely check this out when you get a chance. And you can also check out the writing history. you can see how many words you wrote per day. So today, in January 27, 2026, I wrote 77 words for the day. And you can see I wrote one day, and the average words written per day for 77 words. I mean, I just created the document today, so I've only wrote 77 so far. And you can show history and characters also. You can see the average per day, minimum per day, maximum in a day. And yeah, this is pretty cool. So definitely check it out. Next thing I want to show you, you can see the word count on the bottom. So for this page right here, I wrote 6 words for the dedication page, and you can see the word count per document. So let me just type something up real quick. Yeah, so basically you can see I wrote 7 words in total since I'm just typing up stuff. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Now if I want to change the font, you can just go to right here. It changes the font to whatever you want. So let me just change it to Arial Rounded Bold. Now you see the font has changed. Font size, let me just select this. I can change it to a 48. Oops, sorry. 48. Font size has increased. And I can also change the line spacing if I want. And you just do this 1.2. Let's change it to 1.5. And the line spacing has increased. So that's pretty much it. Let me just show you one more thing before I go. If you want to compile the documents, you're ready to spit out your book to give it to your editor so they can edit, or you need to compile it so you can get it, get it ready to publish or self-publish. Let's just go here, compile. See all this? All this is selected. You can compile for print, PDF, Microsoft Word, Doc, rich text, whatever you want to do. And yeah, and here's the formats right here you can use. And I just use default for all the time, most of the time, and hit compile. And it's gonna be in my download folder right now. So basically that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you guys are convinced to get Scrivener. It's a really good writing software. I definitely recommend it. And as I said, I got a link below if you want to use it. I also have a resource list for your convenience to check out the best software that I think is good for writers and authors that you can probably use. Not just software, I also have resources that can help you become a better writer and help you increase your writing skills. If you have any comments, questions, and concerns, please comment below. Let me know what you think of this video. And I will see you next time. Take care. Thanks for coming through.